Alright, so I didn't upload yesterday, and the reason for that, sorry, I have to check now if it's actually recording, sorry. Okay, so I didn't upload yesterday. The reason for that is because I suddenly got a call from work, and I basically had to work for about 9.5 hours, and I didn't realise that I had work that day until I got the phone call. Of course, no problem at all. I'm okay with working, and therefore yesterday ended up being basically my first 15-hour work day, if you include both the hotel work and the actual social media marketing agency work. So that was great. Now I don't want to bore you with a big long update like these normal YouTube channels do. Like, you don't really give two craps about their lives, and you just want to get into what they're actually talking about in the video. So I'm not going to make you wait 4 minutes for that. I'm just going to give it to you. I'm still rambling on. So in this video I'm going to be talking about meditating, and it's the actual process of meditating that I'm giving you in this video. It's not some woo-wah feel into your body and your soul, feel the clouds around you and as they flow. You know, it's not anything like that. It's like an actual process of how you can meditate, because up until a few days ago I was meditating the wrong way for like a whole year, and I didn't know where I was going wrong. It was just cycle after cycle. Every single morning I would just end up getting burdened with my thoughts again and again, because I kept trying to focus on my inner breath, and I kept getting distracted, and I didn't bring myself back to the breath properly. So the actual formula for meditating properly is literally just awareness. Just be aware of the thought. Just look at it. Like, don't even try to take it away. Don't try to move away from the thought. Just see the thought. Just notice it. That's it. That's the one step in meditation. You just see the thought. So let's say you're focusing on the breath coming out from your nostrils, and you start drifting off without realizing it. You start thinking about your day, all of the worries in that day, and the fact that some guy talked to you in a funny way last week. You know, thought leads to thought, and before you know it, about 4 minutes have passed, and you just realize, oh crap, I was supposed to be meditating, wasn't I? And that's what I'm doing now. So now I've got to bring my focus back to my my breath, and so I'm going to try and force it back. And if my brain tries to what would you call it, protest, then I'm just going to double down and shut it down, all of its complaints and worries, because that's the way you meditate. That's not the way you meditate, guys. You don't try to force yourself to focus on something you're not supposed to be focusing on. You just recognize the thought. Like, you realize again and again and again, even if it's 100 times you've already realized it. Go back into focus that 101st time. Just literally realize the thought, and that's it. That's the only step in meditation, and a bit of focus as well. But you can just focus on the breath coming out in and out of your nose. And it's crazy because this realization took me an entire year to have, and it's only because I was watching this guy's video. And the thing is, he's actually supposed to be this kind of appointment booking coach, and he literally just gave a piece of advice in one of his videos. Meditation isn't about focusing on something, it's about realizing your distractions. I realized it immediately. It's crazy. And so these last few days I've just been using it again and again. So what I've been doing is I've been kind of catching myself and realizing, oh yeah, I just went off on a tangent of thoughts there. Say I start having thoughts that are just pretty dark in general, because I have a lot of dark thoughts. I just see them, those are just thoughts. Doesn't mean I'm some kind of homicidal maniac. It just means I'm a person with a brain who has those thoughts, because something has happened to my brain that has caused me to have those thoughts. And it's a really important subject, because years ago I would have these really dark thoughts. Even when someone was being nice to me, I just visualize them, involuntarily, by the way, just visualize them like having something horrific happen to them, like a kind of attack or something. It might even be me, like I like visualize myself ripping their face out or something, and then I compulsively visualize them ripping my own face out instead, because that made it even, and it meant I was a good person because I could get my face ripped out instead of them having their faces ripped out. And that's just that's kind of obsessive compulsion though, which is kind of an entirely different subject to meditation. But meditation still does work against it, because you realize that you were not these thoughts. Like I was not the thought of that guy having an anvil dropped in his head and his skull being squished to smithereens. Like it wasn't me who voluntarily had that thought. It's just my brain has had a lot of stuff happen to it, and because of that, it's kind of adapted by kind of put, like it's sort of a maladaptation. It's kind of put out into my brain these really like what most people will find these things really really disturbing, what goes on in my brain. I just kind of find it normal. I'm not trying to sound cool saying that. I really don't feel cool when I'm having those thoughts. You can trust me on that. But it helps especially in those cases. And if you are watching this channel, it might be similar to me. Same stuff might have happened to your brain. Same causes, same effect. Because the same cause will always yield the same effect. I don't have much else to say on it now. I'm still preferring the whole not actually seeing myself when I'm on the camera thing, because that again just puts thoughts into my head that I don't need. Thoughts of how I don't look like I'm a real professional. Sorry. But when I was watching back, when I watched back my previous video, I realised that I looked a lot more natural and in sync with how I should actually look when I'm talking. Whereas usually I would kind of look like I'm trying to force something, but now when I don't see myself, I don't feel like I'm trying to fix up on anything, and I just feel like it goes a bit better now. So I appreciate you watching the video. I appreciate the 2 subscribers I have. I wasn't able to upload a video yesterday, but I'll plan on uploading one later on today as well. So yeah, have a good day.